Can you share some basics about the Town Creek Restoration Project and yourself?
Sure. My name is Dr. Evan Bean. I'm a professor in the Department of Engineering and the Institute for Coastal Science and Policy. I'm a stormwater and water resources engineer. So the Town Creek Culvert Project is a project that the city is undertaking. It's basically reduce stormwater flooding that's occurring in the area, and that is anticipated with the 10th Street Connector Project that will connect the east and west side of Greenville. And it's also anticipated to help improve the water quality. I guess about 100 years ago, 1920s to 1940s, the stream was basically buried in pipes to control the flow and to provide for stormwater management for the downtown area.
What is your current role with the Town Creek Restoration Project?
So myself and another professor or colleague, Dr. Michael O'Driscoll, are interested in how well this project that the city is implementing will improve the water quality and flow in the Town Creek itself. So we are interested in monitoring the background water quality and flow, what's going on, and basically what the current status of the stream is. And then once the project is implemented with different stormwater BMPs and maybe alterations to the culvert itself, assessing how well those improvements have changed or improved the management and the water quality in the stream as well.
What environmental needs does the Town Creek Restoration Project address?
Well, the Tar River is impaired for nutrients, or it's classified as nutrient-sensitive waters, meaning that we have special restrictions in the state for anywhere in that basin to limit the amount of nutrients that get into that river, nitrogen and phosphorus primarily. So implementing the stormwater BMPs will help to remove some of those nutrients and the loads and pollutants that come from Town Creek and get discharged into the Tar River. It'll also, if they end up daylighting a section of the stream, could also provide additional habitat for biological organisms, and that could in turn help with removing some of the pollutants that come through Town Creek Culvert.
What is the biggest hurdle or obstacle faced by the Town Creek Restoration Project thus far?
Well, the major hurdle is just funding in general. Right now, the project is anticipated to run about $10 million. The city doesn't have that kind of money on hand just for this type of a project, but it's also holding up a major 10th Street Connector project as well. So they've gone to an agency that provides loans for this type of improvements in water quality, but there's some requirements that agency has on the types of BMPs, the location, and how the project is going to be implemented. So the city doesn't have the free reign to just do the BMPs where and how they see might be best fit for managing stormwater and improving water quality. So that's even though it's a loan and the city ultimately has to pay for all of this, pay this back, there are still some restrictions on that loan. So I would say funding overall.
All right, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and what your part with the Town Creek Project is?
Yeah, hi, I'm Mike O'Driscoll, so I'm in charge of the Coastal Water Resources Center at ECU and also a professor in the Department of Geological Sciences. And my background is in hydrology, so I love studying rivers and groundwater. And this issue here with Town Creek, we've been working with the city of Greenville on some of their stormwater issues and water quality issues on their big watershed master planning effort. And this came up where some of the flood risk issues downtown suggested trying to modernize the Town Creek culvert system, which was in place, started being built back in the 1930s. And so now, as the city grows and there's more impervious area, one of the things that's becoming clear during large storm events is that this night is not large enough generally to convey the amount of water it needs to. So part of the program working with the City of Greenville is looking at what the current conditions are in Town Creek with respect to flow that moves through this system. And so if you look down there, you see on the box culvert there, the river's flowing through. That goes under parts of downtown Greenville. It's actually flowing underground. And those gauges up there, what that is called is a staff gauge. It'll measure the water elevation, and right next to it there's a pressure logger. It basically will record when the water level goes up and down, and we have some measurements we take to get the actual flow of the river, so we can relate that to what's going on with the data logger. And what's cool about the data logger is every time it rains it responds, but we don't have to come out here every time it rains, and we can get estimates of how much water is moving through here to help better understand how to help restore the stream. So the cool thing for us is that we get to work with the city on this project. It's going to help improve Town Creek here, and a lot of our students get to work on this project. They get to learn how to measure flow, measure water quality in the river systems, and then that data is going to be useful to the city to help assess their restoration efforts later on. So we're pretty excited about this. And so it flows right down into the Tar River, right past First Street down there.
What can you tell us about this area of the Town Creek stream?
So right here, this is a stormwater outfall. If you look right behind you, that steel pipe over there is also a stormwater outfall. And basically, these are areas where stormwater is coming off of the parking lots and streets here, and it's flowing directly into Town Creek without any kind of filtration. It just moves through this concrete and then that steel pipe there, and there's a whole bunch of different places along the stream where that happens. And so the water, when it rains, comes quickly through here, doesn't really get filtered out. So the water quality, if you have any kind of contaminant in the parking lot up there, pet waste, it can wash right into the river. This little guy here is another one of those pressure transducers. And so the cool thing about this is it's recording right now, and every time it rains we can tell how much, what the level of water moving through here is, and that can help us figure out how much flow comes through during a storm event. And the cool thing about the city's plans for the restoration efforts is what they would like to do is increase the amount of stormwater that moves through and out into the stream, the amount of it that gets filtered and treated to improve water quality. So instead of having rainwater that falls on that parking lot up there drain quickly into this part of the stream here, what would happen is it might flow through some vegetation and soils instead, or through some kind of treatment wetland. And so they're looking at all sorts of different, what we call them as best management practices for stormwater, to try to increase the amount of stormwater treatment that occurs along this reach of the stream. So the idea is to improve the water quality and also to hold back some of the stormwater that comes out during rain events so that there's less flood risk in this area.
What are the biggest issues faced by the city when tackling the Town Creek project?
There's a couple things. If you look in this box culvert here, and if you walked up through there, there's a lot of the culvert system that's old brick from the 1930s or so, and so pretty old infrastructure that's buried. It's not entirely clear how strong or safe that is, and the size of it, as far as if we get a big rain event, like something that comes along once every 5 or 10 years, really big hurricane or tropical storm, that size pipe might not be big enough to convey the water, and parts of the city are going to be adding to this drainage when they build the 10th Street connector, so there could be more water coming through here in the future. So to be safe, I think one of the things the city wants to do is modernize this system so that it'll convey that water better. And then the other issues are with water quality, trying to improve the water quality that discharges to the Tar River. So some of the different designs that they're looking at to restore this area will include ways to improve the stormwater quality that moves into the creek.